When I sculpt, I place myself as the real consumer. So when you see the machine, you look at it and you say, oh, okay, no doubt that thing is fast.
When we say Ski-Doo is designed to wow, we mean it. From 100 meters away, 50 meters away, and in every nitty-gritty detail. Ski-Doo design isn't just about looks. It's about attitude and performance engineered to blast you in the face. So, in this episode, we're going to introduce you to the mindset and the maniacs responsible for making Ski-Doo's Gen 5 trail platform so extremely rad. We'll kick things off with Philippe, who led the design of the Gen 5 platform.
Gen 5, I have to remember right, but I think we raised the bar with the Gen 4 in semantic, first of all. So we had to leapfrog again with the Gen 5, and also not only the aesthetic and the perception, but also the perceived value and the promises. We had to deliver the promises. We always known to innovate, to arrive with something new and flabbergasting. So that was the mission.
And the mission for Gen 5 Trail was a sled tailored to that environment.
Everything is, again, performance-driven, and the performance on the trail is a matter of speed and control, like a knife. Most of the time, the snow is hard. It's hard-packed in the trail, so cooling the machine, it's not only the snow that can achieve the burden of it. So the airflow management, the aerodynamic, how can we manage all the turbulences to not annoying the driver, but fulfill the needs of cooling the engine, let's say. The way we shape the side panels to allow the rider to lean, not having any hedges in the way,
The Gen 5 trail platform sharpens handling with a stiffer, narrower chassis and upgraded suspension, using the RAS RX front and R-Motion X rear systems for a big upgrade in stability and control. The bodywork is slimmer to reduce drag, while a 43-inch ski stance and 15-inch wide track were designed specifically for trail performance. But performance isn't just about engineering, it's also about looks. This is where JP comes in.
I'm JP Tremblay. I'm having fun at BRP, playing with colors. We go through, maybe 300 variation just to see what we could apply on those kind of specific templates. And we put everything on a wall, let's say, and then we can figure out what could be the upcoming lineup.
And whatever jumps out from that wall is exactly what JP is after. Because, in his own words,
we have to be the black sheep somehow. So, for sure, it shocks people on some specific segment. That's the goal.
No aspect of the rider experience is overlooked. Hand grips facing the J1062 test. 1,800 newtons up, 900 down. The J89 test for rider seats, 200 pounds free-falling on them over 3 meters per second. But there is one test at Ski-Doo that does stand out. It's called the sledgehammer test. It replicates a worst-case crash. A 20-foot pendulum swings a massive weight into the sled's spindle, striking it hard enough to move the vehicle several feet backward. The goal is to confirm the chassis and suspension can absorb extreme impact without catastrophic failure, ensuring controlled damage and structural integrity even under the harshest conditions. Along with durability comes a focus on suspension, which Etienne from engineering here can explain.
Well, the RAS RX is the new front suspension which we came out with in Model Year 25 to allow confidence for the driver. We tried quite a lot of things to make it perfect. In the lab testing, we did a test which we basically tied both spindle together and we put a force, let's say, at 1/3 of the vehicle, mimicking, let's say, an impact only on one side, at bottoming out, so we don't have chucks. We put straight bar. It bends a lot of the chassis of the vehicle, so that's really harsh. And we cycle it a few thousand times. I don't recall the number, but it's accelerated damage that we put on the vehicle to see what the vehicle would do during this entire life.
What's engineered in the labs in Valcourt is built on the factory floor en masse, where typical Ski-Doo passion doesn't miss a beat.
Everyone wants to work and make a good vehicle right the first time.
This is Wendy, who is in charge of quality on the assembly line at Ski-Doo.
So for sure, we're always trying to improve our process, and the AI is a good example of something we want to put in place to improve how we see the quality, how we can monitor also, because this system flag when it's wrong and help us to monitor what we are doing, like how many times do we miss it, how many times that we do it well. So it makes us to have some data also and put in place other steps that we need to make it better.
If there's a better way to do it, they'll find it. There's nothing left to chance at Ski-Doo. Beating sleds with savage testing, hammering them with brutal quality control, and consistently thinking outside the box until something wild comes out the other side. That's Gen 5, and whatever else comes next.